What if you find yourself in a situation with a particular crypto coin where the majority of people sell right before the price you want to sell at? Let's talk about that. This is a strategy video. I've done others. There's no silver bullet when it comes to indicators for a bull run. There's no silver bullet when it comes to indicators for selling. I think it's good to look at as many different things and think about things a little differently. The other day I did a strategy video where I basically said, simple math, if your crypto goes up 4x and you sell 25% of it, you'll get all of your capital back. You can do that with 3x, 2x, you name it. Just another way of thinking about things. This one I think is going to be very important. It's going to be straightforward and to the point. I'm Brian. I'm a big dumb animal. My disclaimer is always informational purposes only. Do with this information whatever you want. Now, let me set the stage real quickly by showing you something you may or may not be familiar with. And then I'm going to get into an example and show you what I'm doing with this information and how I hope it will help me. Look at, this happens to be Render. It's number 45, so it's a high market cap because it's at 2.3 billion. And that's a large market cap crypto. You may have some, like I do, that are in the hundreds of millions, but check this out. In the center of, happens to be coin market cap, but as you scroll down here, you can see these are the various exchanges that it's on. And Coinbase, which is a very popular one, well known obviously, here it is. They've got two columns here for the +2, -2. How much money does it take to lower the price by 2%? Right here, capital required to reduce by 2%. $212,000. Now, recently I saw some information online that said most of the money coming to the market right now, this is early February, I'm making this on, you'll see it on the 11th of February. Most of the money coming to the market, a lot of it is institutional. There's VCs and there's hedge funds and there's all kinds of people putting money in that hadn't been putting it in before. And they say that retail, and like a single investor like myself, isn't really there yet in mass. So those individuals have a significant amount of money, and that's what this video is about, because you don't want to be caught short. Check this out. If they're doing millions of dollars in a coin, or tens of millions in a coin, I mean, this is a $2.8 billion coin. They can greatly move the price of the coin, and it won't take much. Meaning, if they get out before you get out, it may drop fairly quickly, and you may not even get out. Let me show you an example. But first, check this out. I'm going to show ICP and Hedera, because those are two popular ones I like and I talk about quite a bit. This is essentially 2024. And in CoinMarketCap, you type in others, OTHERS. It's the entire market cap, or the majority of the large ones, minus the top 10. Bitcoin's out, Ethereum's out, some stable coins, that sort of thing. So essentially, people look at this and they say, these are all altcoins. This is the one to look at. Okay, March and April of last year, it went up from, let's just say, 220 billion, and it shot up to about 360 billion. That's significant. It's like a 50% jump. Then it dropped all the way back down. That was September, October. And then it shot up December of last year, just 2 months ago, and it's come back down to around 260 billion. Okay, so it had a shot up, it had another shot up, and we're hoping it's really going to take off. All right, let's look at ICP. ICP, the exact same amount of time, shot up during the March and April, hit almost 20 or a little more. December didn't go up as much as the overall market, but it shot up again, and now it's come back down to around $7. Here's what I want you to take a look at. Let's say during this time frame you bought in, and I'm going to show you a spreadsheet here and what I'm doing with this information. Let's just say, and I have multiple wallets, I think this is actually in one of my wallets, ICP 2,800, but purchase price $8.15. So I make a column, and I'm doing this with all of my crypto. This is the 5x column in the 10x column. A lot of times you'll hear people talk about, I want to make a 5x or I want to make a 10x. So I take my price that I paid, multiply it by 5, and that's my 5x. In this example, 815, my 5x would be $40.75. My 10x would be $81.50. So maybe that's how I'm looking at trying to make a multiple. In my opinion, it's best to look at the price, not a multiple, because you don't know. Just 2 days ago, when I thought about this, I realized the price of ICP was $6.71. Now, a 5x of that is $33. A 10x is $67.10. You might say, well, what do I care? I don't have it at $6.71. Right. However, there may be a lot of people, these large institutions that have driven down the price, that have started to buy in. If you look at ICP again, this purple line represents from last summer till now. And look how it touched that same price around $7 or $6.70. Touched it almost again, almost again, almost again, again. If these are large institutions pumping in and buying a lot of money, and you've got it at 9 or 10 or 12 or 14, let's take a look at that. I happen to put in a price of $8.15. I think that's what my average is, but what if you did get in at 12? I still think 12 is a great price. I believe it's going to go up way more. But look at the 5X, $60. Theirs is $33. 10X, $120. Theirs is $67. And if you got in at 12, so you might look at it and say, I bought at $12, someone else got it at $6.70. Not a big difference. Huge difference, because at 10X, you need $120. But if a large percentage of the buys are at this lower price, which I believe they may be, with millions, not thousands that we may be doing as an individual, or tens of thousands as an individual, they're doing millions, and they all decide they're bailing at $60 or $70, and you haven't sold anything because you're waiting for that 120, they're going to get out just above your 5X in this example. So that's what I want you to think about. What I've done is I'm making a spreadsheet for the prices, and I'm going through all of them saying, okay, what was the lowest price in the last couple of months? This is February. I'm looking at January, December, and November. And I say, what is the lowest price? So you take the chart, you look at this one like ICP. If you use your mouse and you scroll up and down, you can get it really low here. And then I can go back and I can say, all right, it looks like it's around here. That's $6. I put $6.71. So I believe there's people that have that price. So I go through, I add that in here, and I say, all right, that's their 5 and their 10X. What was my price? So in this case, I might say, you know what? I might need to start selling below $60 just to be safe. Now, I'm not going to get into this entire chart here, but as you can see, this is just one way to look at what do you have, what's your average price, and then some sell levels. So this represents selling at 8 different levels, depending upon how high I think it might go and what I want my average to be and how much I make. I have this in my school account where you can see how I go through this. But this is what I wanted to point out today. So I'll do another one. That's ICP. Actually, it would be better to do it like this and make this tokens. And then let's look at this last one just to show you another one that's very interesting. Let's make it 10,000. I did a video when it was at 4 cents. Now, my average price is probably like 8 or 9 cents, but there were people that got it at 4 cents. And just last December, it went up to, it peaked at almost 40 cents. At 4 cents, there are people that 10x already, and they may have gotten out. No shame. That's brilliant. Well done. This is the competition over here. Okay, so the competition would have been 20 cents and 40 cents. If I had it at 10 cents, which I still think is a great price because I believe it's going to go fairly high. Well, what is my 5x? So my 5x is 50 cents and $1. Whereas their 5x was 20 and their 10x was 40 cents. So you might think, well, the difference between 10 cents and 4 cents isn't much looking at the H-bar chart. However, if they do a 10x, they're completely out 100% at 40 cents. And I haven't even gotten to a 5x yet. All right. So I'm doing this to see how close my average buys are to what I believe the big money buys are. And then I'm readjusting and watching to see how the price moves to see if these other ones, the competition has them much lower. You get the idea. Maybe some of mine will be close. I might be at a $2, whatever, $2. What is this? There you go, $1.12. And they might be at $1.30. Okay, now in that case, great. We're going to be in alignment. But if you see an outlier like this, be careful. Be careful trying to get a huge multiple on something, regardless of what you think it's going to do, if big money starts selling out, you can do things like looking at the volume. There's different ways you can look to see the sales and the amount of pressure on the price, which will be through the volume. Have a great day. Hope this is helpful. I always say, I hope we can make generational wealth together in crypto. Please do hit that like button. It helps me out tremendously. Have a good day.